Welcome back. It is 6:24 right now on this Wednesday morning. You're looking live at the scene that is set up right now for a news conference conducted by the Orange County Sheriff's Office. They're going to give us an update on some very tragic breaking news happening right now. A tragic scene yet again in Orlando. They've been searching overnight. Authorities have been searching overnight throughout the early morning hours for a 2-year-old boy who was dragged into a lagoon near Disney's Grand Floridian Resort. This happened around 9:30 last night in the Seven Seas Lagoon. Again, that's near the Grand Floridian. That little boy who was here in Orlando on vacation with his family from Nebraska was playing about a foot away from the shore in the lagoon. He was splashing around when he was grabbed by an alligator. His parents, according to the sheriff, desperately tried to save their son from that alligator. They tried to fight the gator off, but they were unable to. Again, we're going to keep checking this scene. We're going to go back there live as soon as that news conference starts. We're trying to get updates on this search that's going on right now. Looks like authorities are walking up to the podium. Let's go ahead and listen in to this news conference.
1 minute. We're almost ready. Oh, I'm sorry. Got to get it together. Are you ready to talk, guys?
We're ready to talk. Is this good, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
We need a minute.
We're good whenever you guys are.
Okay.
And guys, we're awaiting this press conference out here at Disney. Representatives from Florida Fish and Wildlife, as well as from the Orlando, the Orange County Sheriff's Office, getting ready to update us on this tragic breaking news coming out of Orlando. You're seeing live pictures there of them quickly talking before the press conference as some of the other media gets ready to go out here. We're out on the Disney's Palm and Magnolia Golf Course on the 9th hole, and just not too far from here, that search continuing right now for that missing 2-year-old boy that was taken by that gator last night. Let's listen.
1 minute. How much time? Stand by.
Is anyone not ready?
Yeah, 1 second. Almost ready.
We're ready.
A minute? Okay. I'm seeing a couple of 1 minutes, so just give us a minute or so.
And guys, just to kind of go over this a little further, the family was visiting from Nebraska. As we wait here, the family was visiting from Nebraska, and about 9:30 last night, their 2-year-old son was splashing in about a foot of water in a lagoon near a pool out here on Disney as an alligator lunged and grabbed the child, dragging him into the water. The boy's father jumped into the water after him, frantically trying to grab his son, but unfortunately he was not able to do that. The sheriff's
All right,
also
for
saying
those who
the
need my
boy's
name,
mother...
I'm Jeff Williamson with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Williamson. Jeff Williamson, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Public Information Officer. Nick Wiley, the Executive Director of the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
That's NICKWILEY.
Okay, is everyone ready?
Yes.
Is anyone not ready?
Go ahead.
All right. So let me give you the update from last night. Last night, multiple boats from the Orange County Sheriff's Office and from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission searched the lake, however, to no avail. The 2-year-old male child has not been located. We still have kept multiple deputies on scene here overnight. More are coming in this morning, some fresh eyes to give another fresh look at the water. We will have additional deputies in the air as well. We will continue. This is still a search and rescue operation. Still a search and rescue operation. We are very hopeful. We are hoping for the best. Sometimes you get the worst, but we're certainly hoping for the best. Counselors and victim advocates remain with the family through the night and are still there with them today, and I'm sure that will take place over the next several days. We will continue the search with the cooperation of the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, and right now we're going to bring in some fresh eyes, some additional personnel to continue with the search. As you know, it took place last night at about 9:00 p.m. We received this call. The Fish and Wildlife Commission showed up, as did Reedy Creek. Once on scene, we determined that this 2-year-old child was playing at the edge of the water, probably about a foot or so into the water, when this alligator came up and attacked the child. The father did his best. He tried to rescue the child, however, to no avail. There was a lifeguard that was on duty as well. The lifeguard, however, was not able to render much aid. Was too far away, apparently, and the gator swam away with the child, unfortunately. And as I said, we have not been able to locate that child. We will continue the search throughout the course of the evening. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Wiley from Fish and Wildlife to give you more details from their perspective.
Well, thank you, and we sure appreciate Orange County Sheriff's Department and how you responded in our partnership. And first, our thoughts and prayers are with the family, and we do want to keep hope, and we want to continue doing everything possible, state and county government working to find this young child, and we're gonna do everything we can to support them and also support our partners here at Disney.
Nick, what can you tell us about the last time there was a report of a nuisance gator?
We don't have the details on the latest report. We know that we work very closely with Disney to remove nuisance alligators readily as they're observed and reported. So we have a very good, close working relationship with them in that regard.
How often do you do that?
You know, it's hard to say right now. It's still early, and we're still really focused on trying to find that little boy.
How likely is how common it is for a human to be attacked by a gator in general?
It's not common at all. It's very rare for people to be attacked by alligators. It's very rare in Florida or anywhere where you find alligators.
Was it in the water? Was that permissible? I mean, was the boy allowed to be in the water even if it was just a little bit?
I'm really not familiar with what the rules are with that regard.
The sign says no swimming. The only alert is no swimming. There's no other sign that alerts for anything else except for no swimming.
So if he was waiting, is that against the rules?
All we know is that he was on the edge of the water. So it says no swimming. My understanding is that he was not swimming.
How likely is it the gator is anywhere near, or do they generally travel?
We have alligators in all fresh water across Florida, so you can encounter an alligator. They move around. So it's really hard to say that one would be there any particular amount of time.
Do you know if this lake was
There's a
stopped?
sign for no swimming. How often does that occur?
I'm not familiar with the parameters for swimming or not swimming in that area. And again, we're still focused on trying to find that young boy.
Given gator habits, how likely is it you'll be able to find this gator anywhere near here, or the child?
I'm optimistic. We'll have some success, but it may take some time.
Where will you
What
look
have been
today?
the challenges
The child.
so
I
far
know
in
in
the
some of the
search?
attacks recently, the people have been found separated.
I think it's too early to get into those kind of speculation about what may have happened. We still just need to focus on trying to find the child.
Now, you are saying that you're hopeful, obviously, and everyone hopes this turns out to be the case. The sheriff last night was talking about realistic issues, though. Realistically, this is not looking good, am I correct? At this many hours afterwards?
You're asking the fourth quarter question in the first quarter. Right now, we're at very embryonic early searches of this, so at this particular point in time, we're not focused on what's the outcome going to be. Right now, all we're doing is we're searching, hopefully, for a little boy to bring a family some comfort. So we're not talking about what may happen down the road. We're focusing on the here, the now, the today. That's where we are right now. We're not going any further than that.
How long will it take to get to the fourth quarter? How long will this investigation start?
We're going to be evaluating each and every day. We'll be talking about how far we're going to go, how long it will take. But right now, those questions by investigators aren't even being asked. Right now, we're just trying to find a young boy.
What do you know about
How close was that father able to get to his son and the alligator when the alligator attacked?
Repeat the question, please.
How close was that father able to get to his son?
I don't have the proximity. All I know is that he was able to get over there fairly quickly, and a struggle did ensue. I think the father has some sort of minor lacerations to his arm, so he was able to get over there fairly quickly. But how fast or how close he was, I don't have that specific information.
What do you do for the rest of the guests if there's a gator that could still be there?
I have to talk to Disney about that. I'm not sure exactly what's been done with the guests, but I know we got a lot of security around the area.
Historically, are there instances where someone has been taken by a gator and found this many hours later? I mean, I don't know these situations. Yours were much more of a history with this.
Again, it's a very rare thing to happen in the first place, but when it has happened over the years, it really varies greatly on the circumstances. It could be, we could have success soon, or it could take hours.
But you've had situations where many hours later, someone has found it alive and everything?
I wouldn't say that. I said after a long period of time, the hope does dim, but we're still keeping hope.
Have you ever?
There's a question over here.
Yes. What have been the biggest challenges so far in your search efforts?
Well, just, it was dark last night, obviously. The water was murky. We couldn't get a good look at it. We were trying to set up as quickly as we possibly could. So getting personnel in place, and but the jurisdictions did work very well. Fish and Wildlife was out here.
Conference by the Orange County Sheriff's Office and Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission on the search for a 2-year-old who was dragged into a lagoon at a Disney resort. This happened at 9:30 last night. The Sheriff's Office official that you saw, Jeff Williamson, says at this point, this is still a search and rescue mission. He says crews will stay out there until they find that child.
Yeah, and a few interesting notes there. They're bringing in 50 personnel have actually been looking for this young child. And I guess the big difficulty, as he mentioned, the fact that it was dark last night. So hopefully with daylight, that will kind of help out with this situation. And the water there is murky. And also something else to note, there were signs there that say, do not swim, do not enter that water. Unfortunately, that family was near the water there.
Yeah, the child, from what authorities say, was about a foot away from the shore, splashing in the water. Again, there were signs that said no swimming. But of course, people in Florida know that alligators, you can find them in any body of water. That family sadly was vacationing from Nebraska when this happened. We've got a crew on the scene live. We're checking in with them constantly, trying to get updates on the situation there. Again, the search is still going on. They're bringing in extra personnel. Sheriff's Office says that this is a search and rescue mission. They've got counselors with the family right now. So, of course, keep this family lifted up in prayer right now. Want to check in now with Ivan for a look at your forecast.
All right, such a good point there. A lot of folks travel here and they're not aware of the gators. Need more signage maybe out there. We certainly have it in a lot of spots here. Temperatures in the 80s right now with clear skies out there for the most part. We've got a couple little showers pop up this morning, but otherwise remaining dry this morning. And then by the afternoon, we'll transition into our afternoon thunderstorms, but like yesterday, the coverage will be widely scattered, so we're not expecting anything overwhelming as far as any coverage here. We had this little shower that rolled through Ybor City, now heading up towards Temple Terrace, but weakening as it does so. So I think we're in pretty good shape this morning. 20 to 30% coverage for today, like yesterday, especially along the interior. And the reason for that, a west wind that pushes everything over towards the middle part of the state. Along with that, that's where we're going to have the temperatures warmest once again today. Lower 90s there, mid to upper 80s along the coast. But you factor in the humidity and you get those triple-digit heat indices, which has certainly been with us the last few days. So we'll watch that as temperatures get back into the 90s. A little less hot, right, because we'll have more cloud cover, I think, by Thursday and especially into Friday. Rain chances from today to Friday doubling, and then even more so on Saturday as the front approaches from the north. That'll give us about 60% coverage through the weekend for afternoon showers and thunderstorms. So a little more numerous, more of us getting in on the cooling thunderstorms out there. Janelle.
Yeah, as far as your drive goes this morning, it's been a pretty nice drive. FHP just reporting a crash, but it's off to the side on I-4 in the eastbound lanes around MLK, and a westbound on I-4 heading into Tampa looking great as well. This is what it looks like right at Hillsborough Avenue. Let's go ahead and check your drive time. So if you're heading out the door, maybe in the Lakeland area, you'll know exactly how long it's taken you to get into Tampa. About 30 minutes. Pretty typical for this time of the morning. 15 minutes from County Line Road to get to 75, and then 14 minutes from 75 down to 275. And taking a quick peek at your drive on I-75, this would be heading southbound into Tampa. 21 minutes from 52 to I-4, 10 minutes from the apex to I-4. All right, let's check in with Action Air 1. Captain Al, how are things where you are?
Hey, actually not too bad, but volume is certainly increasing. We took off from Tampa International, flew by downtown. Watch that little thunderstorm, or a little cell at least, move through Ybor City, sort of dissipating out to the northeast. Came up to 275 over Bush Boulevard because this is the heaviest stretch from Bierce to Bush every morning about this time. You can see 3 lanes across as they proceed southbound. Once they get down to MLK, I am seeing some flicker, maybe a traffic stop. I'm not real sure. I'm going to go down and look. Otherwise, not affecting traffic. Everything's moving smoothly. Now back to the desk.
Teenagers stealing cars and breaking into homes. Unfortunately, that's been a sad reality for years for folks living in Pinellas County. But a new task force made up of 9 different county agencies hopes to stop those juveniles from offending again. ABC Action News was with members of this newly formed task force as they went house to house checking on teens to make sure they weren't violating their probation. Now, teams work on a daily basis, on a daily list, of course, of more than 125 teens. All of them have been arrested at least 5 times for felonies.
That's not your 1 or 2 mistakes. So most of them have been in programs already to try and divert them, and it hasn't worked.
And 16 officers will be part of this task force. At this point, there's no timeline for how long all of this will last. And meanwhile, we've got new information this morning on the latest teen-involved shooting in Pinellas County.
It was a 16-year-old shot during a welcome home party for a man who had just been released from prison. I want to show you some video that we got after our crews went to the scene early yesterday morning, just after 1 o'clock in St. Pete. Police say several dozen people were there for that party. Police say it was not a drive-by shooting as it was initially thought. Well, after talking with witnesses, detectives learned 2 men approached the party, their faces covered, and then they fired shots. 1 bullet hit the teenager in the head. He was listed in critical condition when we last checked. Authorities said they thought the boy was targeted, but it is still not clear exactly who those suspects are at this time. Meanwhile, at 20 minutes till 7, we are continuing to follow tragic breaking news right now in Orlando. The search is on for a 2-year-old who was dragged into a lagoon by an alligator last night near a Disney resort. Crews have been searching for 9 hours now. They're bringing in extra personnel right now to search by land and air. The latest on the search is coming up right after this break.